Chapter 1081, Meeting in the Soul-Crushing Pagoda. If I can be with her, so what if Green Fire World, even the eternal chaotic world turns against me? Xianxia's words spread through the sky. The observing crowd was stunned hearing him. They could feel his courage in the words. Xianxia kept going toward the heaven-ceasing mountain. The celestial master's face whitened. He had tried every means but in vain. He failed to stop the determined Xianxia. Finally, Xianxia reached the foot of the mountain. A restriction was set around the mountain foot, which was impossible for any ordinary celestial master to went through. Xianxia crossed through easily. Xianxia twisted his one hand, casually as ever. An ethereal sword light was shot and landed on the restriction, which was torn apart just in moments. Behind the restriction, the entire mountain revealed itself to Xianxia. Well, Xianxia raised his head. He stared at the ancient black tower in the distance. That's Soul-Crushing Pagoda? Jiyu King recognized it. What is that? A doubt escaped Jian Wushuang. The Soul-Crushing Pagoda contains 18 trials that test a person's soul. And it gets harder with the increase of the level. Soul-Crushing Pagoda is not something extraordinary in the eternal chaotic world. But in Green Fire World, it's rather challenging, and your mother must have been prisoned in it. Your father has to pass 18 tests. I wonder if he can make it. Test a person's soul? Jian Wushuang vaguely smiled. If they were tests in other things, Jian Wushuang might worry. However, when it came to the soul, since living in the ancient world, his father had been known for bearing a strong mental attitude. Now, he must have had a much stronger heart. Despite the difficulty, Jian Wushuang believed that his father would succeed. Before the mountain, Xianxia paused for a while, and then, he stepped into Soul-Crushing Pagoda. The crowd all stared at Soul-Crushing Pagoda to sense Xianxia's aura. At present time, Xianxia had stepped into level 1. A few moments later, he reached level 2. He's crossed through level 1. Fists clenched, Jian Wushuang looked delighted. Not so soon. It gets hard with the increase of the level. Level 1 is easy, any celestial master can cross it. And from level 2 to level 10 test, one can easily pass them as well. But the 11th level is really hard. Jiyu King continued. As Jiyu King had expected, Xianxia spent little time in the first 9 levels. He passed them effortlessly. Even in level 10, he did not linger and kept his usual pace. However, when he entered 11th level, he slowed down. He had spent several minutes before he crossed through 11th level. And he stopped at level 12 for 1/4. When he finally made it to 18th level, the early half of the day had passed. The 18th level is the hardest. Even in the eternal chaotic world, 1 out of 100 celestial masters in exceptional realm may fail the test. Jiyu King sounded solemn. Jian Wushuang looked grave as well. Those experts all waited in silence. 3 days. Xianxia stayed at 18th level for 3 days. Then, the crowd sensed his aura had moved from 18th level to the highest level, 19th level. His past. Hearing this, Jian Wushuang clasped his hands. He actually spent only 3 days? Jiyu King was impressed. Even well prepared, a celestial master in exceptional realm will usually spend half a month or even more. Your father actually spent 3 days only. He really bears a strong mental attitude. I've told you. My father's mental attitude is strong. Jian Wushuang laughed. As expected, his mother had been imprisoned at 19th level in Soul-Crushing Pagoda. Since Xianxia had stepped into that level, it meant they had met. In the empty space at 19th level of Soul-Crushing Pagoda, a chained blue-robed woman sat on a stone-built bed. She looked haggard and worried. She knew it was the day Xianxia and Jian Wushuang went to challenge the ancient monster clan, but she could not know the result, being imprisoned in this soul-crushing pagoda. Nantian, Shuang'er, you must survive, you have to survive. She could only pray in her heart. At that time, she heard heavy footsteps. What? The blue-robed woman suddenly raised her head. She had been captured here for more than 2,000 years. Never had she seen another human being during the long years. Even when her master Celestial Master Ku Xin talked to her, she could only hear his voices. She was really surprised when she heard the footsteps. That person actually entered the highest level in soul-crushing pagoda. She stared at the entrance. Hearing the footsteps approaching for a while, finally, she saw a figure in black appeared. She was stunned, seeing the figure. For more than 2,000 years, though she was cut off from the world, she still thought of the figure dressed in black time and time again. After all these years, she missed it even more. She thought that, in the rest of her life, she would never see him again. However, he appeared in front of her again. "Am I dreaming?" the blue-robed woman murmured in disbelief. Seeing the woman, Xianxia's indifference was gone. He was trembling. He looked at the blue-robed woman, eyes tranquil like a sea. His heart was almost melting. In the empty space at 19th level of soul-crushing pagoda, they looked at each other. After a long while, Xianxia finally scratched his head, laughed like a kid, and said, "Menga, we're going home." Chapter 1082, 5 People in the Void. "Menga, we're going home." His words made the blue-robed woman, Ji Wuming, tremble. However, there was something in her eyes. She did not respond immediately. He seemed to sense the latter's worries, walked toward Xianxia, and held her hands. "I knew it. Your responsibility, from your master. Don't worry, I'll take it for you. If I fail, there's still Xianxia. He's a tough boy now." Ji Wuming froze and then smiled. "I see." Ji Wuming responded and walked side by side with Xianxia toward the door. Xianxia had released her from the cuffs. Outside the heaven-ceasing mountain, numerous experts were waiting for a result. Soon, 2 figures emerged from soul-crushing pagoda. They held each other's hands and walked side by side as if they had walked out from a fairy tale. "Is that Xianxia's wife, Jian Wushuang's mother? She looks normal, nothing special. Why has she been kept in heaven-ceasing mountain for so many years?" The observing experts were all in doubt. But soon, they knew why. Experts and clansmen of the ancient monster clan all gawked at the sight of Ji Wuming. Is that powerful bloodline aura? She's much more powerful than Ancestor Ku Xin, much more than any of our clansmen. We actually have a clansman whose bloodline is so pure. Who is she? Why haven't I seen her? Ji Wuming's existence had remained a secret, even in the ancient monster clan. Ordinary experts were not able to see her at all. Those who heard about her only knew that she was trapped at Heaven-Ceasing Peak, but failed to know why and her deep secrets. Now, Ji Wuming had finally shown up. Every ancient monster clan clansman felt a fear from the bottom of their heart. This kind of fear purely came from their bloodline. It was like a normal copper-armored ancient god standing in front of a real imperial god. Bearing a heavenly monster bloodline, all the ancient monster clansmen thought they were watching their king at the sight of Ji Wuming. What a supreme bloodline level! Despite the clansman's shock, Celestial Master Ku Xin's face paled. He looked up, not in the direction of Xianxia and Ji Wuming, but to a void in the distance. "Why? Why don't you stop him? Do you really want Xianxia to take my protégé and waste her bloodline? What do you want?" Roaring in his heart, Celestial Master Ku Xin looked angry and shocked. In the direction Celestial Master Ku Xin was looking at, 5 figures hovered. The 5 people just stood there without any restriction or other methods. Under normal circumstance, as long as the experts present looked up, they would see. Nevertheless, never had they noticed the group of 5. They were a group of 4 men and a woman. All of their auras look ethereal and hard to grasp. At that moment, all 5 of them felt the fury and grudge in Celestial Master Ku Xin's eyes. The only woman in the group broke the silence. "So we just watch him and do nothing? Do you forget how important Ji Wuming's bloodline is to our Green Fire Palace? Remember the price we pay to have her receive the inheritance and reincarnate. Now, if Xianxia takes her away, all of our efforts will be in vain." A trace of killing intent was detected in the graceful woman's voice. Her rousing words stirred the rest 4. They frowned with dismay. They indeed had paid a high price for Ji Wuming's bloodline. "Samsara, you're Xianxia's master. Why don't tell us what to do? The black-robed woman said in a low voice. Samsara was a stout man wearing black armor, with a black horn on his forehead. He stood there without emitting any aura, but still looked formidable. He was the very overlord on this Samsara continent, Samsara Temple Master. And he was also Xianxia's master. I know too well of my own disciple. Starting from the ancient world, he had gone through a lot of hardship for Ji Wuming. He's paid too much all these years. All those hardships have failed to stop him. Now, no one can. Samsara Temple Master looked calm. When I received him as my personal disciple, I've told him everything about Ji Wuming. He knows how important she is to our Green Fire Palace, even to the entire Green Fire world. But he did it anyway. That means he's confident. Confident? He's being selfish. The black-robed woman snorted. He's doing it for himself. He puts the entire Green Fire world at stake. Samsara, what a great disciple you've received. I know too well of my own disciple. No matter what you say, I believe he had a plan. Samsara Temple Master said indifferently with his arms folded. The black-robed woman could not argue anymore. Then, she looked at an old gold-robed elder beside her. The gold-robed elder grew a cinnabar mole between his eyebrows. Tang Emperor, what do you think? The black-robed woman asked. Tang Emperor just smiled and answered, Ji Wuming does have extraordinary bloodline and will be of great benefit to Green Fire Palace. But I also believe that Xianxia will help us too. Ridiculous. The black-robed woman jeered. It's indeed incredible that Xianxia devised the strongest sword principle in such a short time. Nevertheless, he's been suppressed when he's young. He won't amount to anything great. At most, he'll be like us. How will he match Ji Wuming? If Xianxia isn't enough, how about adding Jian Wushuang? Tang Emperor teased. The black-robed woman was in a daze. Jian Wushuang? Chapter 1083, Took a Stand. The 5 people present were from the Green Fire Palace. Moreover, they were also the rulers who enjoyed the highest status and were most influential in the Green Fire Palace. In other words, they were the decision-makers of the Green Fire Palace. They were very clear about the role Ji Wuming played in the Green Fire Palace. Xianxia alone couldn't rival her. But if one more person, Jian Wushuang, was added. I am Jian Wushuang's grandmaster and favor him a lot. His potential is much greater than that of Xianxia. If he grows up, he might be stronger than Ji Wuming. Tang Emperor said smilingly. I admit what you have said is true. However, you should know better than anyone the risks of the cultivation method that boy has cultivated. After all, Emperor Qing is a good example. As an inverse cultivator, it's difficult for him to grow up. The black-robed woman snorted. Although she was not an inverse cultivator, she knew something about that. After hearing the woman's words, Tang Emperor's face fell. Indeed, few inverse cultivators survived. His best disciple, Emperor Qing, did not survive the inverse cultivation. In any case, I always think it's absolutely worthwhile to exchange Ji Wuming with Jian Wushuang and Xianxia. Tang Emperor stated. If this is the case, we'd better declare where we stand. I'll do it right now. Do you agree with me? The black-robed woman looked around at the 4 people. I don't. Tang Emperor took a stand first. I believe in my disciple, so I don't agree with you. Samsara Temple Master replied. Ha ha, Jian Wushuang is indeed excellent. As far as I know, he still has an extraordinary master. Nonetheless, Ji Wuming means a lot to our Green Fire Palace. After weighing up the pros and cons, I choose to remain neutral. The white-robed elder who grew a goat beard said smilingly. He was the overlord of the Void Continent, the Void Temple Master. Sunrise, it's your turn. The black-robed woman looked at the indifferent man with a long sword on his back. The indifferent man appeared to have integrated with heaven and earth, and the space around him was transformed into a sharp sword. He was the universally acknowledged #1 sword cultivator in the Green Fire world, Sunrise Sword Emperor. I don't agree with you either. Sunrise Sword Emperor said indifferently. What? The black-robed woman marveled at his response. She got the impression that Sunrise Sword Emperor was always selfless and practical. As long as Ji Wuming followed their plan as she cultivated, her strength was destined to reach that stage. Though Jian Wushuang and Jian Nantian had great potential, no one could tell what their future would be. Given Sunrise Sword Emperor's way of handling matters, he should be on her side. Unexpectedly, he disagreed with her. Like father, like son. Both Jian Wushuang and Jian Nantian are obstinate. Once they set the goal, they will achieve it tenaciously regardless of the consequences. Knowing that there are hardships ahead, they choose to ignore them and will never be swayed by them. They are real sword cultivators. I am the number one in the Green Fire world on sword principle and haven't met a well-matched opponent for years. Both of them are qualified to be my opponent and I believe they will not let me down. Sunrise Sword Emperor smiled and glanced at the black-robed woman. Red Lotus, I know your concern and grievance. After all, you paid the greatest price for the inheritance that Ji Wuming attained. But you should believe that talented people appear in every generation. I will wait then. If the father and son don't live up to your expectations, I'll see how you guys will do then. The black-robed woman snorted and disappeared from this void with a quick move. After that, Void Temple Master, Tang Emperor, and Sunrise Sword Emperor also left. While leaving, Tang Emperor said to Samsara Temple Master, since the Samsara continent is your territory, we'll leave those nobodies for you to eliminate. Samsara Temple Master forced out a wry smile and left the next moment. In the void not far from the habitat of the ancient monster clan, a few figures in black gathered there. 4 black-robed men assembled in the ancient monster clan and fixed their eyes on Ji Wuming. With special methods, they figured out that Ji Wuming possessed the heavenly monster bloodline. How pure her bloodline is. I believe the purity of her bloodline is the only one of its kind in the ancient monster clan. We were fooled by the ancient monster clan and the Green Fire Palace previously. The leader of the 4 people said coldly, we always thought that the one who obtained that inheritance is Dao Master 9 Sword. After all, the ancient monster clan treats him like a treasure. Furthermore, he had reincarnated once. Coupled with that he rarely went out of the ancient monster clan, we were certain about our speculation and even planned to assassinate him. But now it seems that the one who gained that inheritance is the woman in front of us. Dao Master 9 Sword is merely a deceptive puppet designed by the ancient monster clan and the Green Fire Palace. The one who really threatens us is this woman who has been imprisoned in the heaven-ceasing mountain. Be quick, immediately report this message to our monarch. The leader shouted out, and just as he prepared to send the message, a bulky man suddenly appeared in front of them. Wearing a black armor, the man stared at them with bulging eyes. The 4 black-robed men shook and were seized with terror. As they prepared to transmit the message, they discovered that the space they were in had been sealed completely, not knowing when. This resulted in them being unable to deliver the message. Samsara Temple Master. The leader of the black-robed men let out a sad and shrill cry. In the next moment, Samsara Temple Master waved his hand. He did that casually, but like a black mass of cloud, his palm covered the 4 black-robed men completely. After 4 loud bangs, they turned into blood fog. With a flick of his sleeve, Samsara Temple Master dissipated the blood fog. A group of cowards. Samsara Temple Master snorted and then left directly. This void calmed down again. Nobody knew that 4 genuine Dao Masters were just killed by Samsara Temple Master here. Chapter 1084. Invitation. No one knew what had happened in that void, including Jian Wushuang, Jian Nantian, and other people present. Inside the ancient monster clan, Jian Nantian and Ji Wuming came up to Jian Wushuang slowly, hand in hand. Is she my mother? Jian Wushuang stared at the blue-robed woman, thinking, how pure and noble her bloodline is. I believe such a bloodline is rarely seen even in the entire eternal chaotic world. Ji Yu King muttered to himself. Just in a moment, Jian Nantian and Ji Wuming stopped in front of Jian Wushuang. A strange expression crossed Jian Wushuang's face, but soon he reacted to this. He said hurriedly, paying respects to you, my mother. You are Shuang'er? Ji Wuming looked at Jian Wushuang with an expression of pleasant surprise. You really have grown up. Of course. He didn't know how to walk when you left. Jian Nantian chimed in. Father, mother, we'd better leave here first. Jian Wushuang proposed. Yes. Jian Nantian nodded and grasped Ji Wumeng's hand tightly. Menga, let's go home. Fine, go home. Ji Wumeng agreed happily. And the three left. No one came out to stop them. Many experts in the ancient monster clan, including Celestial Master Ku Xin, showed the slightest inclination to stop them. Their departure brought down the curtain on this collision. Jian Nantian and Jian Wushuang succeeded in rescuing Ji Wumeng and took her away, while the ancient monster clan paid a heavy price but still failed to stop them. There existed a lake in a quiet bamboo forest on the divine monster territory. A handsome cyan-robed man and a blue-robed woman leaned close to each other in a mid-lake pavilion. They whispered, laughing now and then. At the edge of the lake, Jian Wushuang held a weed in his mouth and leaned against a pillar. After witnessing the scene in the mid-lake pavilion, he smiled and thought, I haven't seen my father look so happy for a long time. To be precise, I have never seen him smile so happily since I was born. He understood all this. Since his birth, his mother was separated from his father and him. Later, Zhu Xiu captured her to the Samsara continent. His mother and father harbored a deep feeling to each other, but they could not stay together over the past 2,000 years. No one would feel happy about that. Today, they met again and even could be together forever. That surely was a happy event. My mother came back and my father is no longer high-strung. I'm a lot more relaxed. Jian Wushuang beamed. Knowing that his father had become a reincarnator and his mother's whereabouts was a mystery, he was under great pressure. Now, however, the pressure dissipated. The only one he was worried about was Lang Rushuang. Shuang'er. When thinking of Lang Rushuang, he could not help but clench his fists. Jian Wushuang, stop thinking about that. You cannot find your loved one with your current strength. You might as well think of a way to improve your strength. That's what you should do now. Jiu King's voice sounded. I understand. Jian Wushuang nodded his head. Moreover, your mother possesses an extraordinary bloodline and she must shoulder a lot. Jiu King added. My father is finally reunited with her and they can't be separated again. Jian Wushuang's eye emanated cold light. I'll shoulder everything for her. Jiu King sighed with feeling but did not utter a word anymore. Just at this moment, a figure floated gently down from the distant horizon like a leaf. And soon, he landed in front of Jian Wushuang. Hey! Jian Wushuang looked at the man before him. It was a red-haired elder with a smiling face who looked quite gentle. Given the aura he gave off, Jian Wushuang could tell that he was a celestial master. My name is Yu Ding. The red-haired elder said smilingly. Jian Wushuang knitted his brows. He had never heard of a celestial master named Yu Ding. I haven't appeared in the green fire world for a long time. So, it's normal that you don't know me. Celestial Master Yu Ding added. I came here for one thing, hand this token to you. I hope you can take it. After finishing speaking, he waved his hand and threw a token to Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang's expression changed after he received that token and glanced at it. There were 3 words on the token. Green Fire Palace. You are from the Green Fire Palace? Jian Wushuang asked. Exactly. Celestial Master Yu Ding nodded. I received an order to invite you to join our palace. Join your palace? Jian Wushuang's face turned solemn. He had heard about the Green Fire Palace long ago, and he was aware that it was the gathering place for experts in the Green Fire world and it represented the entire Green Fire world. Furthermore, only celestial masters and the rulers of some powerful forces in the Green Fire world would receive its invitation. Although he was not a celestial master, his battle strength was equivalent to that of a celestial master. Thus, he did not feel surprised to receive its invitation. Well, would you like to join us? Celestial Master Yu Ding asked smilingly. I'm in. Jian Wushuang agreed without thinking too much. He perceived the Green Fire Palace's nature and significance. Most important of all, his father Jian Nantian, mother Ji Wumeng, Tang Emperor from Tang of the East, and Emperor Qing were all members of the Green Fire Palace. His close relatives, as well as people who had an intimate relationship with him, chose to join the Green Fire Palace. He, without exception, would do the same thing. Since you have agreed with that, would you like to go to the Green Fire Palace with me now? Celestial Master Yu Ding asked, laughing. Now? Jian Wushuang frowned. Celestial Master Yu Ding. A voice without emotion rang out. Jian Nantian and Ji Wuming came up to them from the mid-lake pavilion shoulder to shoulder. Celestial Master Nan, I hope you are well. Celestial Master Yu Ding greeted Jian Nantian. Apparently, they knew each other before. Jian Nantian nodded and came to Jian Wushuang's side. Shuang'er, you are born in the Green Fire world and you should protect this world. The Green Fire Palace is where you can serve the Green Fire world. Just go. Jian Nantian said. What about you? Asked Jian Wushuang. I am just reunited with your mother and don't plan to go to the Green Fire Palace for the time being. We decide to return to the ancient world and have a look at our hometown. We will come back after some time. After all, you and I must shoulder the responsibility for your mother. Jian Nantian said earnestly. I see. You two just need to have fun together. I'll handle the rest. Jian Wushuang smiled. He went to the Green Fire Palace with Celestial Master Yu Ding at once. Chapter 1085, 139. The Green Fire Palace was the gathering place for top experts in the Green Fire world. It was named after the Green Fire world and only existed for it. Following Celestial Master Yu Ding, Jian Wushuang passed through a vast, dark void and also a number of complicated formations. Finally, he came to the Green Fire Palace. Is this the Green Fire Palace? He looked forward and saw a land float quietly in the void between two mountains. It was a boundless land that was dotted with numerous rich decorated and splendid buildings. The entire Green Fire Palace gave Jian Wushuang a feeling of great antiquity. The place where I am at now neither belongs to the Samsara continent nor the Void continent. It seems to be outside the Green Fire world. I didn't expect the Green Fire Palace to be here. Jian Wushuang was surprised deep in his heart. Beside him, Celestial Master Yu Ding glanced at him and said, an expert in the Green Fire world found this land many years ago. It's quite unique and many palaces have long existed here. Moreover, they cannot be destroyed. Cannot be destroyed? Jian Wushuang was astonished. The buildings, flowers, and trees here cannot be destroyed. Even if you destroy them, they will restore themselves immediately. In addition, that expert also discovered that the cultivation environment here is way better than that in the Green Fire world. We can receive much better effect if we cultivate here. Celestial Master Yu Ding stated. It really has such a miraculous effect. Jian Wushuang was taken aback. Not only everything here had the self-repair function, but this place was also much suitable for cultivating. It was indeed a good place. That's the reason why we established the Green Fire Palace here. Celestial Master Yu Ding smiled. Follow me. The two moved toward that floating land. When Jian Wushuang really set foot on this land, he immediately noticed the unique places of his surroundings. The heaven and earth spiritual energy here was obviously denser than that in the Green Fire world. Most importantly, as soon as he stepped on this land, he felt that he calmed down quickly and his mind relaxed. If he cultivated in this state, he certainly could gain twice the result with half the effort. It's really amazing. Jian Wushuang admired secretly. Jian Wushuang, since you newly joined the Green Fire Palace, I'll briefly introduce something about it to you. Celestial Master Yu Ding added, it exists only for the survival and interests of the Green Fire world. Compared with the entire eternal chaotic world, our Green Fire world is too small. If our world wants to survive in the eternal chaotic world, our experts must unite. That's why we established the Green Fire Palace. Yeah. Jian Wushuang nodded heavily. He was aware of the responsibility that the member of the Green Fire world must take. Though Empyrean Patriarch possessed a powerful strength, in order to enjoy life and freedom, he refused the invitation of the Green Fire Palace. Jian Wushuang was ashamed of such behavior. The Green Fire Palace has existed for many years and possessed a lot of experts till now. However, some of them died and some left. Thus, There are only numbered celestial masters here. Celestial Master Yu Ding exclaimed. How many celestial masters are there now? Asked Jian Wushuang. If I count you in, there are a total of 139 celestial masters who still stay in the green fire world. Celestial Master Yu Ding replied. 139? Jian Wushuang was shocked. Celestial masters were rarely seen in the green fire world. Both in the Samsara continent and the Void continent, celestial masters were legendary beings. Even those top forces only possessed few celestial masters. The ancient monster clan, known as the #1 population on the Samsara continent, only had 3 celestial masters. Now, however, Celestial Master Yu Ding told him that there existed 139 celestial masters in the Green Fire Palace. Why are there so many celestial masters? Jian Wushuang asked, doubtfully. Many. It's very few. Celestial Master Yu Ding shook his head and continued, Jian Wushuang, you have become a rising star recently, thus, you don't know much about the Green Fire world. Do you know how long the Green Fire world has existed? Jian Wushuang lost his tongue. To him, 10,000 years was a long time. But to those old experts who had already reached the top, it was just a short moment. He did not know how long had the Green Fire world existed, but in his opinion, it must have existed for 10 million years, at least. The Green Fire world has existed for more than 40 million years, Celestial Master Yu Ding said. This is quite a long time. But how many experts have appeared during this period? Jian Wushuang gasped in shock. When a warrior's strength reached the eternal realm, he could live a long life which seemed to be eternal in ordinary people's eyes. And when he became a Tao Master or Celestial Master, he could live much longer. Unless being killed by someone else or suffering some natural crisis, Tao Masters and Celestial Masters would never die. The number of experts that had been produced on the Void continent and the Samsara continent over the past 40 million years must be an astronomical figure. Though I am unaware of the exact number, I assume there must be more than 500 celestial masters in the Green Fire world over the years. Some of them died and some left for the eternal chaotic world. Most of the rest chose to stay in the Green Fire Palace. Celestial Master Yu Ding explained. Celestial masters in the Green Fire Palace are mostly very old and have nothing to worry about. They are only interested in improving their strength. Therefore, they have been staying in the Green Fire Palace for a long time and seldom show up in the Green Fire world. As time passes by, the forces in the Green Fire world have long forgotten their existence. I was well known in the Green Fire world 3 million years ago. Now, however, few people know me when my name is mentioned. Jian Wushuang understood that. It was normal for people to forget those celestial masters if they always stayed in the Green Fire Palace without making an appearance. Jian Wushuang, look up at the 2 men. Celestial Master Yu Ding gave Jian Wushuang a sign. Jian Wushuang saw that in front of him, there were 2 old men, one in white and the other black, sitting cross-legged in front of a Chinese chessboard at the top of a pavilion. Without doubt they were playing chess. As if they had perceived Jian Wushuang's gaze, they took their eyes off the chessboard and looked at him. Chapter 1086, Eyebrows. An Eternal Realm Rookie? The 2 elders had a look of surprise on their faces. When does the threshold for joining the Green Fire Palace become so low? It even allows an Eternal Realm Rookie to join. Although he is just at the Eternal Realm, perhaps he is the ruler of a powerful force, right? It makes sense. Ha ha. They talked to each other without paying attention to Jian Wushuang and Celestial Master Yu Ding. Jian Wushuang's expression turned solemn. He could figure out that they were formidable and should have reached the advanced Celestial Master level. They are the Celestial Masters of our palace and they became famous top experts in the same era 5 million years ago. Celestial Master Yu Ding explained. The one in black is Celestial Master Zhong and he was previously the ruler of a powerful force. But for some special reasons, the experts in that force had almost been annihilated by others. So, he chose to stay here and allow that force to run its own course. The one in white is Celestial Master Xiao Ming, a solitary expert. Jian Wushuang could not help having deep admiration for them in his heart. The 2 celestial masters coming out of nowhere had lived for more than 5 million years. This proved that they were really too old. Jian Wushuang, I want to show you someplace. Follow me. Soon, they came to the top of a lofty pavilion. They saw an open space in front of them, and in its center, a gray light bead floated quietly in the air. This bead was dotted with layers of abstruse, mysterious cracks on its surface. What's this? Jian Wushuang asked as he stood in front of the gray light bead. Jian Wushuang, since you have joined the Green Fire Palace, you are entitled to know our secret. You'll know that once you touch the bead. However, before touching it, you must take a mortal oath that you will never leak our secret to anyone else. Celestial Master Yu Ding said grandly. Mortal oath. Jian Wushuang froze. The mortal oath must be sworn on one's essence blood. He would not pay a heavy price even if he broke it. Nonetheless, Heart Demon would grow inside him, and it would have a great impact on his future cultivation. Therefore, under normal circumstances, no one would easily break the oath. I, Jian Wushuang, swear. Jian Wushuang immediately swore the mortal oath. Fine, go and touch it. Celestial Master Yu Ding said. Jian Wushuang nodded and slowly extended his hand toward the gray light bead. The moment he touched it, a huge picture appeared in his mind. What's this? Jian Wushuang thought and looked solemnly. What he saw was a boundless world. Its broadness was completely beyond his imagination. Obviously, this world was divided into two different continents. Is this the Green Fire world? Jian Wushuang frowned. The complete world he saw now turned out to be the Green Fire world. He did not know how vast this world was previously. Nevertheless, this bead enabled him to have a panoramic view of it, including different territories and dangerous places. Celestial Master Yu Ding, what's this? Jian Wushuang asked with a look of doubt on his face. Don't hurry. Just continue to sense it. Celestial Master Yu Ding answered. Jian Wushuang closed his eyes again to feel it attentively. Soon, he saw a wider world outside the Green Fire world. The world outside the Green Fire world? With doubt in mind, Jian Wushuang began to observe it. Without doubt, it was much bigger than the Green Fire world. More and more things came into Jian Wushuang's sight. He caught sight of a land that was countless times larger than the Green Fire world, and the Green Fire world was just like a pebble on this land. Most important of all, it was in ruins. Battlefield. Jian Wushuang's heart knocked. He instantly made out that it actually was a battlefield that had been existed for countless years, and untold traces of fighting could be seen there. The Green Fire world was right here on the battlefield. He was seized by shock. The immensity of this battlefield far exceeded his imagination. It was damn vast. Vast as the Green Fire world was, it was merely a drop in the ocean compared with this battlefield. Jian Wushuang continued to feel it, and he beheld a dense cluster of mountains. They were lofty, and every and each one of them was millions of feet tall. This. Jian Wushuang was completely stunned by the scene he saw. However, he could not see anything further. Jian Wushuang slowly took his hand back from the gray light bead. His eyes popped because he was seized by an unprecedented shock. He had never seen such an incredible scene in this lifetime. And he had never witnessed such an amazing battlefield. Jian Wushuang, the Green Fire world is out of the ordinary. Jiu Qing's affirmative voice rang out in Jian Wushuang's heart. Jiu Qing, as a parasitic insect, was connected with Jian Wushuang's heartblood. Thus, he saw everything Jian Wushuang had observed through the gray light bead. Though he knew a lot about the world, he was taken aback as he saw the battlefield. There are untold experts in the eternal chaotic world, and their battles are incredibly crazy. When some top experts with formidable skills kill each other, their actions might result in the collapse of a world. Even so, such a battlefield cannot form easily. Jiu Qing said in a deep voice. In addition, have you noticed that the shape and distribution of the mountains on the edge of the battlefield resemble something? What? Jian Wushuang asked subconsciously. A person's eyebrows. Jiu Qing said seriously. What? Jian Wushuang was greatly frightened, but he immediately reacted to it. Those mountains did resemble a man's eyebrows. How great the mountains were! The area they covered was even broader than the Green Fire world. However, They just looked like a man's eyebrows. Chapter 1087. The Secret of the Green Fire World. Of course, they just resemble a person's eyebrows but are not necessarily really eyebrows. Gu King added. Agreed. Jian Wushuang nodded and breathed a sigh of relief. There were many people looking very alike in this world, let alone things that were similar to the human body parts. If the mountains he saw were really a man's eyebrows, it would be too astounding. Jian Wushuang, you've seen that, right? Celestial Master Yu Ding cast a glance at Jian Wushuang. Yeah. Jian Wushuang nodded and exclaimed, I didn't expect our world to exist on an amazing battlefield. I had the same expression as you when I saw this. Celestial Master Yu Ding smiled. The battlefield where our world is located is extraordinary. Although I don't know why it is left here, since it is a battlefield, there must exist great opportunities. What's more, it is a lost and unknown battlefield. That means it is fairly priceless. Jian Wushuang's eyes lit up. The remains of the battlefield were full of opportunities. After all, when the war was over, there must be dead experts and a lot of treasures being scattered all over the battlefield. And considering that the battlefield where the Green Fire World was located was spread out over a wide area, it was definitely the remains of a terrible battle, so the opportunities and treasures there would be beyond one's imagination. Jian Wushuang, the Green Fire World is richly endowed by nature. Gu King also exclaimed. Richly endowed by nature? Jian Wushuang was puzzled. This battlefield still remains such an astonishing power after so many years. The Green Fire World is invisibly influenced by it. That's why the Green Fire World has produced more experts and possessed many more people with a special constitution than the other eternal worlds. Gu King sighed. For example, your father's sword spirit body, your girlfriend's primordial great sin body, and so many unique and formidable bloodlines on the Samsara continent. All of them are rarely seen in the eternal chaotic world, but they appeared in the Green Fire World, in the same era. I guess you have understood the good influence of that battlefield. Gu King's comments left Jian Wushuang speechless with shock. However, the Green Fire World also faces a great risk. Since it is on this invaluable battlefield, it seems like guarding a mountain of treasures. Once top experts pass by and find this battlefield, then the Green Fire World will face disasters. Gu King continued. Jian Wushuang's face fell. He understood the saying sometimes, just possessing a treasure is enough to cause trouble for its owner. Jian Wushuang, although you haven't become famous for a long time, you have experienced a lot. I assume you must be very clear about the great benefits and dangers that this battlefield brings to the Green Fire World. Celestial Master Yu Ding looked at Jian Wushuang and added solemnly, when you looked at the battlefield through the grey light bead, you must have seen an area covered by purple fog too. Yes. Jian Wushuang nodded. He could see most of the battle scenes clearly but could see nothing in an area covered completely by purple fog. That is where the Jin Kingdom located. Celestial Master Yu Ding said. The Jin Kingdom? Jian Wushuang was taken aback. It came to this battlefield from the eternal chaotic world more than 5 million years ago. Celestial Master Yu Ding explained, in fact, since the establishment of the Green Fire Palace, we have been fixing our eyes on this battlefield. Over the years, a total of 3 groups of experts from the eternal chaotic world have come to this battlefield. We immediately noticed them when they set foot on this battlefield and killed all of them before they could figure out anything wrong here. Kill them all? Jian Wushuang knitted his eyebrows. We have no alternative. Celestial Master Yu Ding sighed. After all, once the news about this battlefield spread, it will inevitably attract a large number of experts from the eternal chaotic world. Our Green Fire World will be annihilated then, without any room to struggle at all. Celestial Masters, Tao Masters in this world can choose to venture in the eternal chaotic world, but how about those ordinary warriors? They must die. The stronger ones will even be captured as slaves or bred in captivity like animals. In a word, they will live a life in which living is no better than dying. For the sake of countless innocent people, our descendants, and hometown, we have to do that. Jian Wushuang understood all this after hearing Celestial Master Yu Ding's words. Nurtured by this battlefield, the overall strength of our Green Fire World is much stronger than the other eternal worlds. Celestial Master Yu Ding continued, other eternal worlds can only produce a top expert above the Celestial Master level after untold years. It's not bad for them to possess 3 or 4 top experts before they are annihilated. However, our Green Fire world has produced 6 such experts over the past 40 million years, except for those exceptional geniuses whose battle strength rivals the experts of that level. Currently, there are 5 Palace Masters in the Green Fire Palace, and they all possess the battle strength superior to that of Celestial Masters. Jian Wushuang was shocked. He only knew 3 such experts. They were Samsara Temple Master, Void Temple Master, and Tang Emperor. Who were the other 2? Our Palace Masters are so formidable. When the 2 previous groups of experts arrived here, they acted personally and killed them before they could send the message out. Later, the 3rd group of experts arrived. Celestial Master Yu Ding said in a deep voice. They were experts from the Jin Kingdom. They came here by taking a spaceship. Among them, there were more than 10 top experts above the Celestial Master level and numerous Celestial Masters as well as Dao Masters. As soon as they set foot onto this battlefield, they figured out how extraordinary it was and the existence of the Green Fire world. So, they directly took actions, trying to destroy our world and occupy this battlefield. Without doubt our palace fought back with all our strength. Chapter 1088, The Secret of the Green Fire World. That was a horrifying battle in which people fought each other desperately. The Jin Kingdom's top experts far exceeded those in our palace. Nonetheless, there were many people in the Green Fire world. Apart from our palace, all the other forces and a large number of solitary experts in the Green Fire world were involved in that battle. Relying on the advantage of the number of people, we repelled the Jin Kingdom after paying a terrible price. And among the 6 top experts above the Celestial Master level in the Green Fire world, 2 died in that battle. Many forces were annihilated in that battle. For example, the top experts in the force controlled by Celestial Master Zhong, the old man you just saw, were almost exterminated. Jian Wushuang was astonished but hurriedly asked, "We only repelled the Jin Kingdom by paying such a heavy price?" That was not a bad result. Celestial Master Yu Ding smiled bitterly. The experts from the Jin Kingdom suffered great losses in that war too. Our Palace Masters placed a formidable restriction on this battlefield at a great cost and blocked all experts from the Jin Kingdom here. Neither could they leave nor send the message out. This has led to the present stalemate. Stalemate? Jian Wushuang's heart throbbed. Yes, we and the Jin Kingdom are fighting crazily in the battlefield presently, whether it is for scrambling for treasures or the intense hatred toward each other. In short, our palace would never stop fighting with the Jin Kingdom unless all of us died. Celestial Master Yu Ding said. Jian Wushuang's pupils shrank and he asked, "Who gains the upper hand in the fighting?" For the time being, the Jin Kingdom gains the upper hand. After all, it possesses too many Celestial Masters. Although quite a few experts died in the previous battle, more than half were left. The number of its experts far exceeds that of our palace. Moreover, its expert strength is superior to ours. However, we are just temporarily the underdog. Celestial Master Yu Ding said confidently. Its experts are trapped there all the time without reinforcements, thus, they will all die one day. Unlike them, our palace is supported by the entire Green Fire world and there is a steady stream of experts appearing continually. Our world has been on this battlefield since its birth and its foundation is stronger than that of the Jin Kingdom. The Jin Kingdom can only look at the 3 secret lands controlled by our palace in despair. 3 secret lands? Jian Wushuang asked confusedly. Celestial Master Yu Ding explained, they are the Space-Time Secret Land, Sword World, and Heart Tempering Road. The opening times of the 3 secret lands are different. The Space-Time Secret Land opens every 1,000,000 years. The Sword World opens every 100,000 years. The Heart Tempering Road opens every 10,000 years. Your father was so lucky that he encountered the opening of the Space-Time Secret Land as he just joined the Green Fire Palace. He has a lot of talent and his master is one of the 5 Palace Masters, so he was entitled to enter the Space-Time Secret Land. Then, earth-shaking changes took place on his strength. Jian Wushuang understood all this after hearing Celestial Master Yu Ding's words. He knew that his father had practiced in a secret land for more than 100,000 years, but time did not pass so quickly in the outside world. The secret land his father had entered should be the space-time secret land. The battlefield we are on is a great treasure. Our world just found these 3 secret lands temporarily. I speculate there must be more secret lands and opportunities hiding on this battlefield. Since the establishment of our palace, many experts have found countless opportunities there. Jian Wushuang, you just joined the Green Fire Palace, so don't covet the 3 secret lands for the time being. There is a place that is filled with opportunities where any member of the Green Fire Palace can enter and gain huge benefits. Celestial Master Yu Ding said. Where? Jian Wushuang's eyes lit up. Don't worry, I will bring you there later. Now, I will take you somewhere else. Celestial Master Yu Ding said. They came to a scarlet pavilion. Although it only had 3 floors, it appeared very tall. Where are we? Jian Wushuang had the look of confusion on his face. The Fire Point Exchange Office of our palace. Celestial Master Yu Ding answered smilingly. Fire Point? Exchange Office? Jian Wushuang felt very confused. The Fire Point is something named by our palace and it's equal to point or something like the battle achievement. Celestial Master Yu Ding explained smilingly. Jian Wushuang understood immediately. At the same time, he was aware of the significance of the exchange office. You have been in the Green Fire world for so long, so I don't need to explain the use of the exchange office for you. I'll just tell you something different. Celestial Master Yu Ding continued. The Scarlet Tower is, in fact, a rare treasure that our experts found on the battlefield. It possesses intelligence and has quite a discerning eye. It can not only recognize many treasures but also is able to estimate their value. And that's why we take it as the exchange office. You are aware that there are many good things left on the battlefield. Most of our experts don't recognize these treasures and their value. However, this Scarlet Tower can assess that. Really? Jian Wushuang finally had a general understanding about that. Right at this moment, Jiu King said with disdain inside Jian Wushuang's body. Nonsense. It's merely a lowest-grade priceless treasure vault that's spread here from the eternal chaotic world. How can it recognize too many treasures? Jiu King, what do you mean? Jian Wushuang asked. Most of the sects and forces in the eternal chaotic world has treasure vaults that is used for their experts or disciples to exchange treasures. For the sake of convenience, some experts especially refine the priceless treasure vaults which can automatically estimate the value of treasures. The higher their grades are, the more treasures they can recognize. The Scarlet Tower in front of you is a lowest grade priceless treasure vault. It's only able to judge the value of some very common treasures in the eternal chaotic world. However, it might be unable to estimate the value of some treasures of higher value, for example, your blood-killing plate armor, let alone your mountain river map. Jiu King said. Really? Jian Wushuang's eyes lit up. Does that mean in the exchange office, there might be some treasures of great value that are estimated as something of low value? Probably. You can observe them carefully when you enter the tower later. Maybe you can find some nice things. Jiu King said. Chapter 1089, Firepoint Exchange Office. Jian Wushuang, go in and have a look. Celestial Master Yu Ding said. Fine. That was just what he wanted. He instantly entered the Scarlet Tower. However, he did not see any treasure at first glance. What he saw were the lists of treasures floating in the void. On these lists, treasures were divided into different categories. For example, magic weapons, secret skills, elixirs, natural treasures, and special treasures. The priceless treasure vault can not only judge the value of treasures but also know how to classify them voluntarily. Jian Wushuang thought with a smile and looked at the magic weapons first. There were countless high-grade magic weapons, including knives, spear, clubs, and other kinds. The worst ones were Emperor weapons, top-grade Emperor weapons. Top-grade Emperor weapons are fantastic in the Green Fire world and can stir a fever of enthusiasm among many Dao masters. However, in the Green Fire Palace, they are the worst ones. 10 fire points are sufficient to exchange them. Jian Wushuang smiled helplessly. More than 90 of magic weapons here were emperor weapons with all sorts of strange kinds. For example, wings, fans, and copper bells that had special functions. Apparently, those with special functions were more precious. The chaos magic weapons were better than the emperor weapons. The most valuable magic weapon here was a cyan sickle, a chaos magic treasure. Magic weapons had 4 grades in total, namely, the emperor weapon level, the chaos magic weapon level, the chaos magic treasure level, and the chaos divine treasure level. Jian Wushuang's blood-killing plate armor was a chaos magic treasure and his mountain river map was a chaos divine treasure. Good gracious! There is a chaos magic treasure in the Green Fire Palace. Jiyu King's voice carried a touch of shock. This is a chaos magic treasure. Although it is of the lowest grade and is way worse than your blood-killing plate armor, it would attract many experts to contend for it even if it were in the eternal chaotic world. It must be a treasure that experts from the Green Fire Palace attained from the battlefield. The Green Fire world itself can never possess such a treasure. Jian Wushuang said. Well, that's possible. Jiyu King nodded. Don't look at the magic weapons anymore. Go and have a look at the secret skills. Jian Wushuang immediately cast his eye over the secret skills. The Firepoint Exchange Office owned quite a few secret skills that were of fairly high grades. Good lord, although I don't value most of the secret skills here, I have to admit that there are more than 10 fabulous secret skills. Each one of them can tempt experts like Samsara Temple Master and Void Temple Master to fight for it even if it were in the eternal chaotic world. Nevertheless, there are more than 10 such secret skills in the Green Fire world. Your world indeed abounds with gifts of nature. Jiyu King gasped in admiration. Jian Wushuang was dumbfounded. He could tell that these secret skills were out of the ordinary. If someone put these secret skills in the Green Fire world, numerous experts would be crazy about it. However, they were only available to experts in the Green Fire Palace and could not be imparted to others without authorization. But it's a pity that although these secret skills are amazing, the threshold for cultivating them is too high. I guess few people in the Green Fire world are able to cultivate them. Even if they cultivate them forcibly, they will pay a great price. Jiyu King added. All right, let's drop the subject. Can you help me to see if there are any secret skills that are useful to me? Asked Jian Wushuang. Don't worry, I'm already doing that for you. Jiyu King had already glanced over these secret skills and he gained a result in a short moment. The secret skills here are extraordinary and you are in need of a lot of them. But there is only one secret skill that named Golden Image is very useful to you. You are able to cultivate it and afford it with your fire points. Golden Image secret skill? Jian Wushuang immediately searched for it and soon discovered the introduction to it. Protective secret skill? Jian Wushuang was taken aback. He had cultivated one protective secret skill from the Rock Demon clan. It was the Immortality secret skill created by God Hong. The Immortality secret skill had a good enough impact on him previously. Now, however, as his strength improved day by day, especially after he had the blood-killing plate armor to protect him, it had no effect on him anymore. Jian Wushuang, I've considered everything for you. Jiyu King stated, you are a 3-star imperial god and your physical body is very strong. Because of the blood-killing plate armor, you can even try to resist a blow from an elementary or medium celestial master. If an advanced celestial master attacks you, he is able to injure you severely. And if a celestial master at the exceptional realm strikes you, you definitely will die. As a result, you badly need a powerful protective secret skill to toughen your body currently. Although the Golden Image secret skill cannot be classified into the advanced secret skills in the eternal chaotic world, it's good enough for you. It has 3 stages in total. You are required to succeed in cultivating the first stage. At that time, only a few celestial masters are able to kill you if you coordinate it with the blood-killing plate armor. Oh? Jian Wushuang's eyes lit up. He was well aware that of the many skills a man possessed, the most important of which was the skill to save his life. Only when that skill was powerful enough could he live longer. Therefore, the Golden Image secret skill was essential to him. 10,000 fire points? Jian Wushuang was speechless as he looked at the price for the Golden Image secret skill. A Peak Emperor weapon only cost 10 fire points, but the fire points the golden image secret skill cost could buy 1,000 such emperor weapons. I don't have any fire points right now and don't know how to acquire them. I'd better inquire Celestial Master Yu Ding about it later. Jian Wushuang thought secretly. Jian Wushuang, look at the special treasures. Jiyu King's voice rang in Jian Wushuang's heart. Jian Wushuang immediately cast his eye over them. There were all kinds of treasures of different shapes and functions in this type. They directly dazzled Jian Wushuang. Jiyu King exclaimed as he observed those treasures. Jiyu King, what's wrong? Jian Wushuang asked. Haha, nothing, I just saw a few nice gadgets, and as I expected, this is a lowest grade priceless treasure vault that cannot estimate the real value and functions of these treasures. So, the prices for them are very low. Jiyu King laughed. Oh? Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows. Just at this point. What? Jiyu King suddenly cried out in surprise. What happened? Jian Wushuang asked immediately. Jian Wushuang, I discovered a nice thing. Jiyu King said smilingly. Chapter 1090. Soul Leading Incense. A good staff? Jian Wushuang's expression changed. The killing bead. Jiyu King replied. Jian Wushuang immediately looked at the killing bead. The killing bead is worth 100 fire points. Jian Wushuang was shocked. There were abundant treasures in the fire point exchange office. Most of them were priceless, so they were worth a lot fire points. The treasure worth only 100 fire points was at the bottom of the list. The killing bead is a treasure? Jian Wushuang asked. Of course it's a treasure. It's just so cheap that the treasure vault has misjudged its value. Besides, the killing bead will be of great use to you, Jiyu King said. It will be useful? Jian Wushuang was delighted. Exchange it for me right now. Take it easy. The killing bead is peculiar, and nobody in the green fire world knows how to use it. Otherwise, a treasure like this would have already been sold out. Ask people outside how to get fire points first, and then come alone to exchange it after some time, Jiyu King said. Okay. Jian Wushuang nodded and then wasted no more time lingering at that place. After he got out of the fire point exchange office, the Celestial Master Yu Ding caught up with him. Jian Wushuang, how's it going? Have you found any desirable treasure? Celestial Master Yu Ding smiled. I did find a desirable treasure, but I don't have any fire points. Jian Wushuang smiled bitterly, and then he asked, Celestial Master Yu Ding, do you know how to get fire points? Fire points come from bartering. Celestial Master Yu Ding explained. You can take your treasure to the fire point exchange office for appraisal by the spirit, and he will tell you the value of the treasure. You can exchange it for 70% of its value. For instance, if a treasure is worth 1,000 fire points, you can only get 700 fire points if you sell it to the fire point exchange office. This is the only way to get fire points. I see. Jian Wushuang understood. He thought to himself. When I killed Dao Yuanzi, all of his treasures became mine. Most of them are of great value, and I don't need them all. If I barter those treasures for fire points, how many can I get? Jian Wushuang, shall we depart? Let me take you to the place of opportunity, Celestial Master Yu Ding said. Okay. Jian Wushuang nodded. The battlefield where Green Fire World was located was full of opportunities. Jian Wushuang did not expect much from the 3 secret lands. However, there was an opportunity that every expert of the Green Fire Palace could get. Following Celestial Master Yu Ding, Jian Wushuang arrived in front of a wormhole. Wormhole? Jian Wushuang had a weird expression. The opportunity is in the battlefield, which is far from Green Fire Palace. If traveling by foot, it would take more than a decade to get there. It would save much time to use the wormhole. Celestial Master Yu Ding smiled. Jian Wushuang followed Celestial Master Yu Ding and entered the wormhole without hesitation. As a light flashed, Jian Wushuang reappeared. He was now in a lofty palace. The palace was resplendent and magnificent. Jian Wushuang was in a corridor of the palace. Where is this? Jian Wushuang frowned at the surroundings. It is Tai Ching Palace, and the opportunity is right here. Just follow me. Celestial Master Yu Ding led the way with a smile on his face. Soon, Jian Wushuang arrived at the center of the palace. There was a vast hall. There were 4 tall figures in the center of the hall and a huge censer. Are they puppet fighters? Jian Wushuang looked at the 4 tall figures towering in the center of the hall. Jian Wushuang, did you see the 4 sticks of incense around the censer? Celestial Master Yu Ding pointed his finger at it. Yes. Jian Wushuang nodded slightly. He also noticed that there were 4 sticks of incense with different sizes on the table beside the censer. The 4 sticks of incense were laid side by side from the largest to the smallest. Jian Wushuang could also sense that the 4 sticks of incense were extraordinary. It should be the soul-leading incense? Jiyu King said in a shocked voice. What is the soul-leading incense? Jian Wushuang asked. The soul-leading incense is a treasure that contributes greatly to cultivation. It could help people find inner peace and upgrade the speed of meditation. Jiyu King answered. Although it's not complicated to refine the soul-leading incense, the materials required are rare and of great value. Few people could use the soul-leading incense all the time while cultivating, even if they are in the eternal chaotic world. It's too extravagant. Of course, the soul-leading incense will be of some use to you. Really? Jian Wushuang nodded to himself. Jian Wushuang, there are 4 sticks of soul-leading incense on the table, and their sizes vary, Celestial Master Yu Ding said. The smallest one could burn for 2 hours after being lit. The second smallest soul-leading incense could keep burning for a day. The third one could burn for a whole month. As for the biggest soul-leading incense, it could burn for a year. Every expert of the Green Fire Palace is eligible to get 1 soul-leading incense. However, it is up to your ability which one you get. Do you see the 4 puppet fighters in front of you? It is they who will decide which soul-leading incense you get. There will be a battle between you and them. The longer you hold on, the bigger the soul-leading incense you would get. Jian Wushuang understood after hearing what Celestial Master Yu Ding said. Let's start, said Celestial Master Yu Ding as he retreated from the hall. Jian Wushuang took a deep breath, proceeding slowly. As he arrived at the center of the hall, the 4 towering puppet fighters opened their eyes immediately and were ready to fight. Boom! 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 The 4 puppet fighters moved simultaneously and attacked Jian Wushuang from different directions. Jian Wushuang was being very cautious since he had no idea of their strength. He swept his hand that was holding the Blood Mountain sword. A drifting sword light came out. Clang! 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 The sword light struck the 4 puppet fighters, causing a crisp sound as if it had hit the metal. The 4 puppet fighters were sent flying out immediately. That's all they've got. Jian Wushuang was surprised. Jian Wushuang, if I'm not mistaken, the level of the 4 puppet fighters will depend on your own realm. Since you are only at the Eternal Realm, they treat you as someone at the Eternal Realm. However, their strength will increase gradually, Jiyu King said. I see. Jian Wushuang grinned and then waved the Blood Mountain sword as he approached the 4 puppet fighters.